Hi there, this is Kathy with another video for all you family caregivers and elders. This short video explores and explains the emotional and relational shifts that occur as you as a parent transition from guiding your children to connecting with them as independent adults. It highlights the importance of letting go of those old roles that are rooted in authority and embrace a new dynamic. A dynamic that's built on respect and healthy boundaries and mutual understanding. You're now encouraged to approach your adult children with a curiosity more than a connection, to offer support only when invited, and to foster a connection through your mutual shared values and your lighthearted moments. Emphasize the importance of your own personal growth and embracing your own, maybe a new or an ongoing phase of life with confidence. Trust the journey, both your own and your adult children. This becomes the foundation for more deeper, meaningful connections. If this content helps you, please like and share it with others, and subscribe to this channel for more content like this. So let's dive into 4 ways to navigate relationships with your adult children. So, as we age, some of the most profound shifts that we all experience aren't really as physical as they are more relational. Among the most complex of these emotional transitions is the one between parent and adult child. It's a subtle, sometimes disorienting change, evolution from hands-on guidance to a respectful distance, from authority to an ally. If you're navigating this delicate change or preparing for it, know that you're not alone. Many, many parents struggle with finding a balance, the right balance, on how to stay close without crossing boundaries, how to offer support without imposing our opinions, and how to remain an integral part of our children's lives without reverting to these outdated roles. This video examines a transition and offers a path maybe, yes, toward a stronger, more respectful, and more fulfilling, hopefully, adult relationships with your adult children. So let's look at the first one, letting go of that old script. There comes a moment when you realize something has shifted. You're no longer the primary decision maker in your child's life, and this reality is both liberating and also unsettling. While your love remains steadfast, your role as a guide, a protector, or even a disciplinarian no longer applies in the same way anyway. And that's just not okay. It's necessary. Adult children make their own choices. They live by their own evolved values and move through our changing world that looks very different from the one we knew at their age. Your task is now not to direct their path, but to walk beside them and acknowledge their autonomy and celebrate their independence. It can be tempting to fall back into our old patterns, offering advice, cautioning against mistakes, or just stepping in to fix those problems. These actions, they came from love when your children were young, but now they feel intrusive. You may feel it, they definitely feel it. What worked at 10 won't work at 30. This stage of life calls for a new mindset. The goal is no longer about correction, it's about connection. The second one is to look at a new type or a new kind of connection. At this point, the healthiest and most loving way to move forward is stop trying to fix the relationship. Instead, focus on building shared meaning. Ask yourself, what values or traditions do you and your adult children still share? What activities do you still enjoy with one another? Maybe it's a shared hobby, a sport, a family recipe, or a similar sense of humor. These moments don't need to be profound. A quick call, a shared walk, sharing a holiday meal, simple interactions. They're the anchors of our connections. Think about creating new rituals to help maintain a closeness without putting pressure on anybody. Say a weekly check-in, a shared creative process or project over time, attending a grandchild's soccer game. It might be just enough to sustain that connection and show love in a way that feels light and also affirming. The third one is to respect boundaries and look at expectations. With new roles come new expectations. And not all expectations on either side are healthy or realistic. Adult relationships thrive on mutual respect, which begins with recognizing and honoring our boundaries. As an older parent, you may feel the urge to help offer guidance when your child is in trouble or struggling, but before jumping in, ask, is your input really wanted? Maybe try a simple question like, would you like my thoughts on that? And don't be surprised if they say no, but communicate that respect and leave space for choice. Learning to hear no without feeling hurt or rejected is part of this process. At the same time, you have the right to set your own boundaries. If you're asked to do something you're not comfortable with, it is okay to say no. Boundaries are a two-way street, and honoring them, both yours and theirs, make the road a lot smoother. When discussing sensitive topics, and there are many of them these days, such as politics or religion or finances or parenting, shift from a stance of authority to one of curiosity. Try asking, tell me more about that, instead of leading with a disagreement. Replace your judgment and try to understand. So even ask, help me understand where you're coming from. I'm a little lost. This invites dialogue instead of division. Remember that family dynamics, everyone's family dynamics are complex. Past experiences, misunderstandings, unresolved emotions, all of it surfaces in present-day interactions. When it happens, pause, breathe, and then think. Awareness of your own emotional triggers creates space for more thoughtful responses. And finally, the last one, move on with your own life. Live your own life. Rediscover who you are now in this phase. Perhaps the most transformative gift you can give your adult children and yourself is to continue with your own life, continue with your own growth. Let go of the idea that your worth is defined solely by your parental role. You are still a person on a journey until you're called home. Now is the time to say yes to your own interest, friendships, dreams. Pursue that book you've always wanted to write. Take that trip you've put off. Join a group that brings you joy. When you live a vibrant life, you model self-worth and independence for your children as they age. They don't need you to center your life around them, not anymore. They need to see you fully happy, fully engaged, fully authentic. You may also find power in saying no. No to overextending yourself, to guilt-based obligations, or to old patterns that don't serve you anymore. By embracing your own boundaries, you encourage your adult children and other family members to do the same. So, in final comments, I just want to remind you to trust the flight. You gave your children roots, and now you're giving them wings. It's time to trust them. There is a deep peace in letting go of old roles, in meeting each other in the present moment. Not as a parent or a child locked in outdated roles, but as fellow travelers. Each with wisdom, each capable of growth and grace. Your job isn't done, it's just changed. You're no longer the captain of their ship, but you are still a trusted lighthouse, offering light, but not direction. In doing this, you discover that the most really meaningful relationships of your life are still unfolding. Thanks so much for taking the time. I hope this helps.